Hi, I've come up to this wildfire site yet again to talk about the Superbloom which seems to be going on here. In many parts of this site have been completely cleared of grass by the wildfire, and plants that are not normally found here have started to grow, and the chances are that these plants have been within the seed bank dormant under the grass, and there are a number of species which seem to be taking advantage of this and have maybe been dormant for some years. One of them is the Jack go to bed at noon, the goat's beard, which has come up in much larger numbers than usual on this site. We've also got lots of mouse ear plants that have come up here and covering the bare ground, and interestingly also a lot of these large lettuces have come up, and you can just see how many there are here. Last year there were none of these plants at all growing here. And here's another Superbloom series, Dove's Foot Crane's Bowl. It's coming up in large mats where the ground has been purged by fire, and I'm assuming that the seeds of this have remained for possibly many years until the grass has been cleared from the site. In other parts of the site, these groundsels have taken over and become dominant. I'm not sure that this is a Superbloom species that has been dormant, or maybe because it produces so many seeds, you can see the pappus here, that they just drift into the bare land areas. It's quite possible, but some of them may be from dormant seed beneath the grass that was here until last year. And again we have many more of these giant lettuces here growing, and in fact that's how you can really identify where the wildfire has been, because wherever these lettuces are, there's been a clearance of the grass. It's quite interesting. I don't think these plants were here before, so they may have drifted in after the fires, the seeds I mean. And you can see even this on this different site here, we've got once again these giant lettuces growing and indicating where the clear ground has been cleared. You can see that, and the grass actually hasn't returned here, but we do have these giant lettuces growing. It's really interesting, and I'm just looking for signs of a Superbloom here. And we've got some willow herbs, we've got cut-leaved crane's bull, and what have we got over here? We've got an interesting Superbloom site here that's covered by cut-leaved crane's bills. You can see them with their bright pink flowers and cut-leaved. These are all cut-leaved crane's bulls. And also you've got the beautiful and delicate mouse ear plants here, still coming up after a month or two of being in bloom. And yet another Superbloom plant. It seems to be a pale form of dove's foot crane's bill. It may be the one that I call Gracie Eye. It just hasn't grown so tall. And these crane's bills do seem to change dramatically their height, but there's no reason why these plants should be so short, because they've not been covered by grass. Maybe it's just a lack of nutrients, I don't know. But this Superbloom geranium seems to be one of the common plants. Not only that, we've got small yellow clovers coming up here too, and again I would expect them to be coming from a dormant seed bank from where the fire has cleared herbage. This part of the site is a bit different from the other one. There's none of the common Superblooms. Oh, there is a giant lettuce there. There is a large lettuce coming up, and also a wall lettuce. But you can see here we've just got a very, very large number of groundsels coming up on this piece of bare ground. Common weeds, they would be considered, and probably it's quite possible that this bare ground this bare ground that was covered last year with grass has just turned to groundsels now and fumitory. There's one or two more areas to look at, but it is interesting that the particular species that have colonised this wildfire site, and we've got a lot of willow herbs coming up too. Just showing you back over part of this wildfire site, and this part of the land was not touched by wildfire, whereas this one was. Don't know why that was, but I'll just finish the video here. Superblooms. I found out about these that happen in California when there have been fires or when there's been a lot of rain a couple of months previously, and of course we had quite a wet spring that might account for these plants. So that's it, Superblooms in Nottingham. We'll see what comes up in June and July. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.